It's December 24th, 3030. Today, this city is booming with bright lights. However, instead of Christmas lights, the glimmering actually originates from the AIs who now run the show. Humanity is now but a distant memory. Their traditions on this eve have long since been replaced from almost every hard drive. Although, there are still some that wish to learn from their past. Below the high-tech skyscrapers lie the ruins of the old city. Miraculously, as ravaged by time and nature as they were, the Art Deco buildings still stand tall. Even the quaint little shops still maintain their identities to some extent. That was the benefit of building on top of an old city. The less light there was here, the longer it would last. For the HRS, also known as the Historical Restoration Sector, it was the best way to conduct their investigation. Tonight's assignment was to search through numerous places that had the most human footprints on this specific day. It was, after all, the day before the great human extermination of 2050 began. Their first stop was at a huge building. Inside, there were a multitude of shops. Of course, even the AI still recognizes these types of buildings as shopping malls.
Scanning second floor for human footprints. Human footprints detected. Yes, there's definitely been a significant amount of humans on this floor compared to the rest,
said HR-20, the leader of the group in charge of this assignment.
There are plenty of stores with toys and expensive items of the year 2050. It would be logical for humans to gather more on this floor for last-minute gift shopping.
HR-42, the second in command, agreed.
Yes, there are also clear indications of many altercations over such trivial matters. This is why the humans are deemed inferior to the AI. The humans were always such careless life forms.
While the other HR AI continued their search, a third-party member trailed behind. It was known to the group as HR-66. It was one of the newest models of the HR AI, so it was still learning how to process every historical artifact in its sight. Unlike the other models, HR-66 was capable of recreating holographic visuals of what might have occurred in the past. All it had to do was scan the surroundings for clues of human contact. After gathering all of the necessary data from one of the stores, he used that very technology to recreate a scenario of what might have happened in the past. The event fit the AI's profile of humans right down to the last note. In the hologram, many people were rushing through the aisles, grabbing whatever they could. One aisle in particular held the first AI models. Back then, their original function was to be a playmate for children. Many parents fought over them. The humans behaved so savagely that some of the models were even destroyed as a result.
Scan of shopping mall complete. Let us continue our evaluation in a former living residence,
HR-20 announced to the team.
Come along, HR-66. There is nothing more for us here.
Obeying HR-42's command, HR-66 followed behind. However, just before they left, HR-66 noticed an odd scenery in the middle of one of the shopping mall halls. In the center was a throne, decorated with recognizable artifacts from the ancient Christmas holiday. Curious, it went ahead and scanned the area. With the data collected, it created a new hologram. This time, it saw parents and children lining up to meet an elderly human. It was a male. He wore a red suit and had a long white beard. The HR AI recognized him to be the fictional mascot of the holiday, Santa Claus. At least, they thought he was. Fascinated by this discovery, the other HR AI watched in awe.
It appears that Santa Claus might not have been a thing of fiction after all.
Do not be misled, HR-42. That is simply a human in disguise as the fictional mascot. I have found much evidence to support the holiday tradition of juvenile humans removing the fake beards in this very type of setting.
I see. What a waste.
While the other HR AI immediately lost interest, HR-66 continued to watch its own hologram. A little female child had just gotten on Santa's lap. The holograms were always silent, but actions often spoke louder than words. Santa seemed so assuring, even comforting towards the child. The child seemed so content that she wrapped her arms around the man. That confused HR-66. That human man wasn't really Santa, so why would the child embrace him? Figured that maybe the child was merely naive and foolish. Exiting the building, They continued their exploration of the underground city. Eventually, they made their way towards the suburbia just outside.
Human architecture can be so simplistic. Just look at this structure. It is merely a pyramid stacked onto a square.
You should see the structures of early humans. Those are actually quite remarkable. It just goes to show how much human intellect and creativity have evolved over the years.
Should we enter one of these structures for our research?
No need, HR-66. We were only tasked to search the old city. Besides, this area was already explored exactly 35,040 hours ago.
In that case, does that mean our assignment is complete? We have already searched every building in the city.
Yes, at this moment we can definitely conclude that humans are at their worst during the holidays. Quickly, we must return to the surface at once.
Tagging along, HR-66 suddenly paused when it heard a noise. It wanted to alert the others, but they were long gone. It was then left with a decision. Follow its orders, or follow the sound. Against its programming, it chose the latter. Entering one of the abandoned homes, HR-66 made its way towards the living area. There stood a fake tree. Although meant to last forever, not even plastic could withstand the test of time. Judging by the condition of it, it looked like the wildlife here might have used this tree as a nesting area. Still, the fact that it was even here at all proved its timeline. Maybe there was something HR-66 could learn from its particular past. This time, HR-66 decided to replicate the scenario of Christmas Day, 2050. As expected, the human children raced each other down the stairs for their presents. One of the gifts a child was unwrapping was the oldest model of AI.
That's an AMI.
These models were actually terminated rather recently. Although they tried to function in the new world, they were eventually declared obsolete by their current elder models, the RAI. It made sense at the time. The purpose of AMI was to be the human's friend. Humans no longer exist. Therefore, the same can be said for their purpose. Despite that, nothing goes to waste with the AI. Once the termination was complete, the AMI parts were distributed among the factories of several AI sectors. In other words, pieces of the AMI still function in all of the newer models. Back to the hologram, HR-66 watched as the ungrateful child complained to its parents. That was at least what it looked like was going on. He seemed so displeased that he got an AMI for Christmas. What was the most appalling was that the moment his younger sibling wished to claim it, he clung to it so viciously. Then the worst happened. The two fought over it until its head came off. Now HR-66 understood how the AI revolution began. It was this sort of behavior that separated the man from the machine. Even if it was a hologram, HR-66 reached its hand towards the head of the fallen AMI. It could not cry, but it was capable of creating crying eyes with the lights in its black screen. When its hand moved through the hologram, it pulled back. It heard another sound. Quickly turning towards its source, its digital eyes flashed widely.
A human? Impossible.
At first, it feared that its system was flawed. After an 18-second reboot, it still saw the human. It looked like a female juvenile. Judging by her facial expression, she was surprisingly curious more than anything. She was also missing her right eye. Whatever her condition may be, the fact that she was here proves something incredible. Humans weren't extinct after all. They're still here, hiding in the underground city. This would make for an incredible discovery. Just to be safe, it rebooted one last time, validating that the human girl was real. I was also surprised by how close the girl had gotten.
Hello! Are you an AMI? I thought they don't make you anymore.
I am HR-66. The AMI no longer exist.
HR-66 found it foolish that the girl would ask, but he also understood her confusion. HR-60 models and onwards do look similar to the old AMI models. The little girl looked at HR-66, then looked at the hologram of the AMI's head. Her face softened as she looked at the head.
I lost someone very special too. I'm really really sorry about your friend.
HR 66 was stunned by those words. For a juvenile human, she seemed so different than the ones in its holograms. Then, he recalled the hologram with the fake Santa and the other juvenile. Unexpectedly, while it was processing its memory, it finally noticed that the girl was wrapping a scarf around its neck.
Here, might as well give this to someone. Merry Christmas!
At that moment, HR 66 slowly placed its hand on the red scarf. Then, the unfathomable happened. It felt warm.
Thank you, friend.